as Papa kept testing company, I was with Brother Kennedy, and Brother Kennedy said he just wanted to apologize for the last time that I had touched an aspect of his life that caused him pain. That was why he had reacted that way. He went on to explain that his home was a constant battlefield and his parents never saw eye to eye on issues. And whenever his parents fought or argued, he would hear statements like, if not that you are the will of God for my life, why on earth would I marry someone like you? He said that he had asked his mom what that meant, and she explained to him that she and his father grew up in the same church, that they both had people who they were dating, but someone in the church saw a vision of his mom being the perfect role for his dad, and so they got married without having love for each other. But Henry said going through that hatred-filled atmosphere made him vow that he wasn't going to get married based on some visions. He said he was going to look for a woman who he loved in the Christian fold, who was a genuine child of God. He had said a lot of things. I think he also said he hasn't seen anywhere in the Bible where it was written that God showed a man his wife in a dream, and he has been praying since he was 15 years old for God to direct him to the right woman, and he said it was me. I was the first lady his heart told is the one for him. For those few minutes, I was attentive. We were somewhat alike because it was my parents' marriage that made me actually crave for the perfect will of God. You see, my mother married my father, who was an unbeliever, and the phrase which was repeated on my mom's lips was, I should have married the will of God for my life, but instead I married out of love. But all you've given me in this house is hatred. The story here is that my mom had been told that there was a certain man who was the will of God for her, but she married my father. And unfortunately, since my father wasn't born again, he never gave her peace. So I also apologized to Brother Kennedy about how I acted the last time. I narrated my story to him, and I told him about my parents' terrible home courtesy, explaining to him why I was so crazy about hearing from God. I didn't plan to go through the torture my mom went through. Out of the blues, Brother Kennedy asked me, Sister Simi, what if the original will of God for your mother had died? Would she have married or remained single all her life? I said no. She would have married someone else, maybe a permissive will. He asked again, what if the permissive will refused to marry your mom? Would she have remained single? I said no again. Already I was impatient at his analysis, so I asked him what his point was. He said, not everyone has a gift of visions and dreams or hearing from God, that the will of God for us is to be equally yoked with believers. He pointed out that that's where my mom actually got it all wrong, that she had married outside God. He said that you see a person in your dream or revelation as the will of God doesn't mean that when you get married, your home will be 100% fun. There's still going to be issues. He went on and on and on explaining. He quoted the Bible saying, whoever finds a wife finds a treasure and obtains favor from the Lord. And that the Bible doesn't say whoever sees a vision. I kind of got what he was trying to say, but unfortunately I wasn't interested in him, so I told him outrightly that I already had someone in the household of faith who I would spend the rest of my life with. I had said this hoping to dismiss him, but Brother Kennedy insisted that we should be friends that he might be better than this other person. I just told the brother Kennedy, see, the person I'm talking about is the full package. Spiritually, in looks, dressing, good sense of humor. Sorry, but in all I've mentioned, you don't possess any. Do you know this guy did not back down? He kept saying he really liked me and he was ready to work on whatever he needs to work on just to be friends with me. As he was saying this, he used his hand to touch me. Or more, his hands were so hard, I wonder what kind of cream he was using. I didn't know when I said, I don't like brothers touching me. It just came out, but deep down I knew that that was a big lie. I always liked when Papa touched my chubby cheeks when he was teasing me. So Brother Kennedy apologized and I said okay. But I still told him I was in a serious relationship, that he should look elsewhere. And this time around it was me who walked away, not giving him chance to say anything else. So when I left, I saw that Destiny was still talking to Papa. I called on to her from a distance, indicating that it was time to go. And I got a shocking reply. Destiny said that I could go, that she would catch up with me later, that she could find her way back to the hostel. As she said this, all eyes were on me, waiting to see my reaction, especially those sisters who I had cleared off my path in Papa's life. I kept my cool, of course. I took my Bible and I was heading to the hostel, only for me to hear the annoying voice of Brother Kennedy from behind, asking to walk me down to the hostel. At that point, all I wanted to do was just scream at the top of my voice what was written in the book of Matthew 16:23. Oh, this guy, leave me alone now.